Hello, everyone. Today is Sunday, March 10th, 2024, at 8:10 p.m. in the evening. Um, Last night, um, I didn't get to fall asleep until after 5:15 this morning. Excuse me. So we lost an hour and springing forward. And so, yeah, went from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And then, you know, I got, I didn't get to sleep until after 5:15 in the morning. And then I woke up at 8:30. So, um, oh, I not long ago ate dinner. So I'm stuffed. Um, so the previous days it was warm, I guess warmer outside and warm, and like even yesterday it felt like it was warm or hot in this room. In this room I can't adjust the air conditioner, so it stays on the same temperature. But excuse me. So um I'm feeling cold right now. So this morning I went down to breakfast and they had one man in front of me, and it seemed like when I come down to breakfast, that's when all these men, or every once in a while it might be women, but they come and check in to the hotel. So it was the same girl from the past few days. And she was a little bit rude even today, that she got an attitude with me for asking for a muffin, or treated me like a burden. And then I was standing there waiting patiently, and then she said, with a disgusted attitude, please wait. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she tried to make it like as if she thought that I was being impatient or something, but I was waiting patiently, but she wanted me to wait until after she checked them into their rooms. Excuse me. And then she went to try to, get me my muffin. And then I went back upstairs, and then my key did not work. I was so frustrated. So then I went back downstairs, and I told her before she can try to get on my case and falsely accuse me of having my key next to my phone, I didn't even bring my phone downstairs. And just like yesterday, the key is on a different side of the room from my phone. But so she want to get an attitude with me, for trying to get breakfast. Then y'all don't get mad at me and talk about me wasting money if I gotta go and spend extra money and go buy my own breakfast. But that is my own breakfast because it's supposed to be free and included with the hotel stay. So this is one way they're making my nose itch. That's one way the abusive narcissistic gang stalkers manipulate you to be forced to have to waste more money unnecessarily. As I said, the other person, has no problem at all with getting me a muffin, but every day she acts like as if I'm a burden or something. So um as I said, I pretty much figured that she don't like me and make me feel like as if she don't want me here. But I figured that if I were to question or confront her about, acting a certain way, you know, y'all know what will happen. That, me getting wrongfully kicked out of here, But when I go downstairs, the regular honey buns, they be all gone, you know. And who the hell likes Raisin Bran? So, and then warm milk and bread that I don't like. So, you know, but the other lady was encouraging me to, ask for a muffin, and she said that the reason why they didn't lock them up is because multiple people be trying to take so many. So if I mean, me staying here look like I have to buy my own breakfast from now on, I guess. And then y'all would get on my case talking about me wasting money. You know, everybody else can eat, but the other lady encouraged me to just ask for, a muffin, you know. So when abusive narcissistic gang stalkers, make you feel unwelcome, it don't be very long before you get wrongfully trespassed or banned or kicked out or whatever, you know, and all in abusing their fake power and wanting to just get rid of you because they don't like you and don't even have any reason. But they make a problem when there is none, and then tell you you're the problem. So, um, so they had somebody who got hateful and unfollowed, and supposedly in the TI community, that unfollowed me on TikTok, this morning for nothing. I guess it was right after the video that I uploaded about Alex. Excuse me. And so I felt hurt about that because I never did that person anything. And I I wish I could say more, but y'all would get offended if I said some more things. So I just, yeah, y'all freaking muzzling me on my own freaking channel. But I didn't get any harassment, any online gang stalking directed at me today. But wait a minute, I think there was a person or two. But I kind of don't remember much of anything for the day. But yesterday, the fake Darnell Williams perp came to harass, make dozens of fake harassing comments, and you know, it's not y'all business who donates to me. You know, some people do it on their own free will and the kindness and out of the kindness of their own heart without me even asking or having to ask. You know, and I'm thankful and grateful for that, you know. So, I mean, yeah, I dug up, I went and researched my own, and searched and hunted for, videos, and I put it in the community post, you know, about what the fake Darnell Williams perp did last year. About when I was near UWF campus in Pensacola, college campus, and by the old bookstore that was, it said available, you know, it was vacant. So he lied. He called up the cops and lied and said that he owned that property, and they came and harassed me, you know, and then and one of the officers was like a young kid, and he intentionally flashes lights in my face to trying to blind my eyes on purpose. Why are cops sadistic and love to blind you with flashlights? So, you know, but the police left me alone, and before I left Pensacola last year, before I went to Cincinnati, I slept at that spot for I don't know how many more nights, but more nights, and no cop has ever said anything. So I showed y'all again in the community post yesterday on YouTube, you know, that the fake aquarium doors perp bragged about the incident from a week and a half ago, that police incident, that she bragged and said it was her who made that call to the police. So, and neither one of them own those properties, but you know, you don't play with people's lives like that and think the shit is funny and kick back and laugh. And the cops that bullied me and wrongfully arrested me, they didn't even say that. They didn't even tell me that anybody had called. You know, but by the time I was handcuffed in the vehicle, they described me to be a suspicious person, you know. But this was my first time ever going to jail, you know, and being charged with while homeless, you know, of any trespassing. Any other time they just tell you to leave or make you leave, but they were power hungry and already hot headed. You know, y'all saw the video. Excuse me. So but well, my anxiety was extremely high last night, and I was trying to educate myself and reading up on you know, reading up, because I mean, before then I didn't know what criminal mischief was really. I didn't even know such a crime label existed. I knew about criminal trespassing existed, But criminal mischief, I Googled criminal mischief, and it's like I didn't damage anything. But then they'll say, "Oh, it doesn't matter. It means the same thing." But as I maintain my innocence, that I honestly did not know that it was illegal, because it was my first time. You know, as I said, with the like places of business that say for sale, for lease, or um available, and they don't have a no trespassing sign. Um, well, you know that I didn't know that everything was different when it comes to a house. So I'm like, well, they say criminal mischief means that you not only trespass, but you had you know, damaged the property in some way, in which I didn't damage anything. I just freaking existed, was just there, you know. And so then I googled the address of that house, and that house is confirmed that it's not livable. On the inside, it's like an well, the house looked like an empty shell, pretty much. Like on the inside, the house is like very gutted, you know, and seeing like the inside of the house looked like as if the house needs to be demolished or something, you know. But I learned some things last night on, Googling and reading certain information online, and I did not know that if um, if somebody personally doesn't own the house or whatever, then the city probably, will own the house. Like a lot of the stuff I didn't know, because yeah, me being abused at foster care and put in a cult and being overly sheltered and not having much adult life experience, um, it's like people would try to call me slow, for being 40 years old and not knowing certain things, but um, because the foster mom kept us isolated and overly sheltered and constantly inside with no real life experience. And then when I became an adult, dealing with people using and taking advantage of me and stuff, and seeing like I just did best to be alone and by myself and stayed inside and stayed at home all day, every day. But then looking for jobs and no jobs want to hire me and stuff. So, but anyway, so I didn't know that. I mean, I learned between last night and this morning, I learned something new, that even if a place is an abandoned building or an abandoned business or abandoned house, I didn't know that it's always going to be that somebody owns the property. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You know, excuse me, and I did not know until last night the idea of squatting being illegal. But you know, I never went inside of, or I mean, I would hear all the time about homeless people living in abandoned houses or being squatters and stuff like that, and I never heard of anything about it being illegal, or I never heard about it being illegal or trespassing or a crime or anything. So, but it was I mean, me dealing with the gang stalking and, being forced homeless and nowhere to go, and then that incident happened, and then the cops passed by several times for 3 days in a row and didn't tell me anything. And I thought that, well, if the cops pass by and don't say anything, then it must not be, illegal. But, I don't know if it was the same officers passing by multiple times or if it was multiple different officers. I just remember seeing police vehicles multiple passing by several times. And so, you know, I mean, and I had not long ago uploaded a video. And so, like 10 to 15 minutes later, they came by and did what they did, and that incident happened. And so, excuse me, but, and I forgot, I mean, me being in fight or flight mode and days of sleep deprived, um, the thought of don't talk to cops, I forgot all about that. I really did. And me being in fight or flight and survival mode, and excuse me, but the cops kept threatening me and saying, and I wasn't talking, and they kept threatening me saying that you know that if I didn't answer their questions, then I was going to jail. Of course, that was after they broke my phone. Well, it was after Officer Allison Christiana, after she broke my phone. Excuse me. So I feel traumatized and I feel devastated. I feel like a failure. As I said, I really did not know that that it was illegal, and they had a lock on the front door, and I did not see any no trespassing signs on the house. And and even if I didn't see them, they might have had some there and I didn't notice, but I didn't notice or see any no trespassing signs or anything. And as I said, the house was unlivable and gutted out anyway. And I don't even know if the house had been like that since Hurricane Katrina or any other hurricanes, And excuse me. And so another thing I did not know, you hear about people sleeping, squatters or whatever, sleeping in abandoned buildings. I never heard stories about them being arrested unless they have like a meth lab in there or set the place on fire or something. But I did not know that if you go inside, then I didn't know that if you go inside, that it would be like a felony criminal burglary, but excuse me, if that was like criminal burglary or whatever, I'm like, wow. But as I said, I sat outside on the porch and I thought that vacant meant that that nobody owned it. So my mistake, I didn't know. I really didn't know, but they falsely make it like as if I knew exactly what I was doing and wanted to commit a stupid crime and go to jail, and that's not true. But the fake Darnell Williams perp alerted me. Like, how the hell you find out? I mean, they must all be following each other. So I was disappointed that the fake Darnell Williams perp alerted me that News Now Lisa, did videos about me, but I felt disappointed because, it somewhat sounded like as if she partially was siding with the police. And it's like, well, how you claim to be a First Amendment audit, and supposedly a targeted individual, and you're defending and agreeing with them? So I wasn't trying to, like when they kept yelling at me, saying, "Get your hands out of your pocket." I was very sleep deprived, and I wasn't trying to put my hands in my pocket, but from the 2 strokes I had when I was 5 years old, my hand would do this sometimes. My hand would do this sometimes. My left hand, like, so I don't even know if that, so sometimes my hand will be like this, and I end up like uncontrollably putting it like on my hip or my waist or something, without me even realizing it. Or it might be a Tourette's motor tic or something. So I wasn't even trying to put my hands in my pocket. One of my hands, I had my phone in my hand. But yeah, I really did forget about, and I really did forget about the idea of fight or flight mode. I mean, what did I just say? See, that's my sleep deprivation. I was trying to say that I really forgot all about the idea of don't talk to police. But excuse me. But I mean, I thought that News Now Lisa was supposedly targeted. But I don't know, but she seemed perp like. And that was the point in time she wanted me to come live with her, and I'm like, I didn't trust it. And so she started to seem like do some perp things, and then it's like anybody who links up with my twin sister, you don't have my best interests at heart. But she said she wanted me. I mean, like, I've had like no contact with my family. They don't want me around. Like, you can't reconcile with family members if family members are loyal to the gang stalking cult network and if they are perps. My twin sister is a damn perp and won't stop perping. The fact that she hates me more than anybody else in the family and keep on making up lies and extremely abusive and sadistic and cruel, and would be glad to see for me to die. And I feel heartbroken because even with black families that may not get along, when family members have an encounter with the cops, they band together and go to bat for and defend each other. But my family is seemingly the only family that would defend the cops against me and could care less if I'm a victim of, police brutality or murder. But if the cops are gang stalkers, I should not have to obey their authority because they don't deserve authority or respect. because they gang stalkers, human trafficking criminals. But if and I don't respect Freemasons. And then I don't respect people that's gonna abuse fake power and treat you like a damn actual dog, snapping your fingers at me like a dog, you know, talking to me as if I'm a dog. And I heard that the cops are brainwashed to you know, look at us like lower than the earth, you know, look at people, the masses, you know. So, and then the News Now Lisa person, she said that it's the cops, that it's their job to take you to jail, or that it's their job to make sure you go to jail, or something like that, she said. And then she said something about get your, it's like she agreed with the cops with talking about, you know, get your hands out of your pocket or whatever. But, you know, as I said, I wasn't even aware really that my hands were in my pocket, or my hands weren't in my pocket, but they were close to just barely the entrance of the pocket of my hoodie, by me by my hand being like this from those two strokes that I had. But I wasn't even aware, and I was like extremely sleep deprived. But the cops, you know, kept on bullying me and telling me that if you don't answer my questions, then you're going to jail. She kept, it was the other lady, the older lady, was more passive and more quiet, and the younger girl, Allison, younger than me. She ain't. I mean, I know she ain't 35 years old. I know she's not 35 years old. Excuse me. So, but yeah, I was like extremely sleep deprived, like for days. So it was difficult for me to cooperate, you know. But you tell me, get your stuff, and then you immediately say, don't get your stuff. Like the foster family played the same psychological games. You say, get your stuff, and then you say, don't get your stuff. And then I'm frustrated because, like, okay, you're giving me mixed messages. What do I do? I mean, you know. And then I'm like, the hell with you, you know. And then I start to get my stuff, and then they, you know, flash their flashlights at me. And I was afraid that they were going to shoot me, or, you know, you know, I was afraid that they were going to shoot me, or tase me or something. And I've never had either one of those happen in my life. Nobody has ever shot me or tased me or pepper sprayed me. You know, excuse me, but all this time of being homeless, this was the first time I ever went to jail being homeless. But as I said, you know, another reason why I was confused, and I figured that this was a gang stalking setup. You know, that, you know, and then y'all want to talk about Candy Grand Prix likes to waste money. No, I don't. But then, okay, because of all this jail stuff, yeah, I got more money I got to waste. Unnecessarily, y'all fucking up people, online and in-person gang stalkers. Because if they wouldn't have bullied me and wrongfully trespassed and banned me from by the old Gretna Ferry, then that situation would not have happened. You know, And it used to happen a lot in Pensacola. If I'm in a hotel or a motel for a while, and then I run out of funds, and I end up having altercations with fake TI perps and regular perps that manipulate and tell everybody don't help me. And then I completely run out of funds after being in a hotel or a motel for a good 4 or 5 months. And then the first day I gotta be back on the streets, I end up having it like a bad gang stalking encounter where I end up being wrongfully trespassed or banned from like a restaurant or something. Like what happened with Bodacious in downtown Pensacola. That in-person perp, he kept following me around, and I was seeing he was one of the three guys, him, Alex Dupree, and a black guy that I would see following me around like for like a few years. And so like I just got out the hotel, and then I put him on film, that young white guy. And I put him on film, and I confronted him, and then they all sided with him and wrongfully banned me forever for the rest of my life for getting sick and tired of him following me around and gang stalking me. And I was frustrated and fed up because I'm like, damn, I can't even be like, 30 minutes out of the hotel room, and you're fucking with me, like following me around, follow me to the beach, follow me to the mall, follow me to freaking UWF campus, following me downtown, following me every damn where. Y'all some creepy ass weirdos. And nothing's gonna happen. And look, I got wrongfully banned from Bodacious, but he didn't. He didn't. And he pretended to be the fake victim and made a big scene when I was filming and recording him gang stalking me. Excuse me. And then, I don't remember if this was February 2021. I think it was. And then, and the same thing, I think it was September of 2021, when I had been in a hotel room for a little while, and then got out of the hotel, and then O'Reilly's, I ended up having, a situation with the bartender. I don't drink alcohol, but they want to seat you at the bar when you're by yourself. Since I couldn't go to Bodacious anymore, that was the reason why I was going to O'Reilly's. And then, excuse me, they gang stalked me out of there. And I had an altercation, and they said she was the manager, but not the whole, like the big manager. So, and then the owners would give me the runaround when I asked how long am I banned for, and they never really got around to contacting me. So I just forgot about it. And then a whole bunch of satanic gang stalkers would, that work at O'Reilly's. They were parked by that 25 West Government Street when that was a vacant building, and then they would have perps that pretended to be homeless, and they would gang stalk and harass me over there. And so the O'Reilly's employees would get off from work and gang stalk me really bad. And one of them, her name is Dawn. And I don't remember if her name was Dawn Hennessy or something. I just remember her first name was Dawn. Excuse me. And Heidi was the manager I got or the bartender I got into a confrontation with, because she lied on me. I mean, they had one of the waitresses or servers that gave me waffles and no syrup, and y'all called me disruptive. I mean, well, Heidi and them. The girl kept ignoring me, and Heidi called me disruptive for trying to get syrup for my waffle. I didn't mean any harm. I was just asking for syrup for my waffle. And then Heidi falsely accused me of repeatedly harassing people, and then, which was not true, and then everything escalated, and I put her on film, and then she tried to film me right back. She called the police, and she wrongfully banned and trespassed me from there. But before then, Heidi used to love me. She used to love me. Love me enough that she would give me free extra pineapple juice without me asking. But then at the same time, I used to hate when sometimes she used to give me extra pineapple juice without me asking, and then charge me extra for it. But I'm like, damn, you do this when my money is the lowest, you know. But she would be fixing my pineapple juice and my water, you know, before I'm, you know, as I'm walking in, before I can even sit down, you know. Excuse me. So, but the only time I've really gotten into like any kind of trouble with the police while homeless in Pensacola is when gang stalkers pretending to be business owners will complain after I exposed their gang stalking. And it was pretty much unsafe, you know. And then the people gang stalking me when they drive their car on that property, how come it's not trespassing for them? So, you know, when I was in the hotel and had the job and then was forced to have to quit the job, and then that night I had a hotel room, but then the next night I didn't get help with the hotel room, and so I had to go all the way to Gretna and then be on the streets. And, you know, near the old Gretna ferry, and then those boys had that setup. They were not minding their own business, and I just came to harass. That's not what happened. What happened was, you know, and I should have been filming the entire time, you know, but I think I was trying to ration my phone battery, data, and everything. And those boys, you know, they parked their vehicle and then tried to race me and make sure that they beat me there. And they were running like as if they were racing, and then laughed. And they made it before me. And I saw the one tail light, and I knew they were trouble. Excuse me. And then the next thing you know, they made it there just before I did, but pretended like as if they'd been there the whole time. And they were very quick with trying to race me to that spot. And then they started to eat the fucking cake in my damn face. Because of me mentioning about cake. I mean, cake, and you know, that religious, narcissistic perp lecturing me about cake with the job and everything. And so the online stalkers have been harassing me about red velvet cake and everything. You know, when I didn't mention red velvet cake, I mentioned chocolate cake, or, you know, excuse me, but they made sure to be perping with the red to get red velvet cake. So I'm wrongfully banned behind gang stalking setups. You know, excuse me, and those boys called the police on me and told lies, and intentionally trying to set me up. And then with that, you know, perps gave me, like, I'm glad I originally had 19 thumbs up, but then somebody removed the thumbs up and changed it to a thumbs down. And I have 18 thumbs up on that video. And then y'all wrongfully gave me 30 thumbs down, at least 30 thumbs down on that video. And it's like, oh, y'all defend and agree with those boys. But I was sleep deprived then, and as I said, I was trying to say my words didn't come out right. And I was trying to say, who told y'all that lie? That I'm a pedophile. That smear campaign. That's what I was trying to say. Excuse me. So, those guys had, they must have known something about me before in order to pull that off. And they lied to the police, and the police were in on it. The police were perping and gaslighting and narcissistically abusing, and and they even threatened me with both jail and the institution. Excuse me. So I guess the thing, even us who know the truth, they're seeing like as if we're supposed to just blindly obey cops and stay extremely quiet, like obedient, quiet robots. But it's unfair for a cop to shoot you, and you're no threat, because, for them to shoot and kill you because you, bruised their ego. Excuse me, but the cops were bullying me and threatening me with jail for not answering their questions. And they took me to jail for not answering their questions. And I tried to stay quiet then. Yeah, that was after they broke my fucking phone. After they cracked the screen. After Officer Allison Christiana, she threw my phone. And then the male officer, well, his name was not included in the arrest report. Like, that is odd. And then the jail letter, or the incarceration letter, didn't have any of their names. I had to go all the way to the clerk of court and get at least their names. And the lady at the clerk of court, the black lady who acted like as if I get on her nerves or something, or treated me like a burden, she only gave those names, and she said that the male officer that put me in handcuffs, that his name was not on the report. And it seemed like as if he wasn't on the scene in the beginning, and then after some time he came on the scene just to put me in handcuffs and then leave. And then we met up with him at the jail, and he was abusive and rude and like, turn around, look this way, But, I didn't even realize, being they say that when you're sleep deprived, it's somewhat your cognition or whatever. Is that the right word? It's like your cognitive, your brain is functioning like a drunk person when you sleep deprived, even though you have no alcohol in your system. And you have like slowed and delayed movement and reaction and judgment and everything like that. Excuse me. So, and I'm also angry that when I did the video the day before yesterday about the Kraft family, my twin sister made sure that those perps gave me a minimum of 20 thumbs down. And there was a perp who gave me a thumbs up and then switched it to a thumbs down, and I had 2 thumbs up. But you mean 100? I'm telling the truth about everything I said. And 182 views, and only one person was a real one. One person gave me a thumbs up. You meaning one person knew I was telling the truth. One person was awakened to the truth. One person believed me, while everybody else was just fucking fake. But it's like the stalkers whose I have their accounts. The Flying Monkey Stalkers, I have them blocked. And they use thumbs down as a way to control me, try to control me and force me to be quiet, or try to control what subjects that they want to allow me to talk about. But my channel is not for my twin sister or her flying monkeys. You know, excuse me, since you say you don't even want to be a twin anymore, but I'm the hateful one. So yeah, as I said, she recruits her cult followers to give me massive thumbs down. Excuse me. I mean, so, but I'm glad that News Now Lisa that on her videos well, I warn y'all now. I know my twin sister's cult followers are gonna try to, persuade everybody, smear campaign and slander, and persuade everybody of something different. And like last year, it was a fake T.I. perp that slandered me on one of News Now Lisa's videos about. I don't remember what the video was about, but he slandered me, and it seemed like she defended and agreed with him. And I'm like, well, I guess I dodged the bullet not going to live with her. And I don't even know if she would have ended up setting me up. But it seems like as if she act like controlled opposition in the First Amendment audit group or police watch group. Like how you call yourself a First Amendment audit or cop watch and you're defending the cops. I don't know. It seemed like she, playing both sides. Excuse me, but I'm glad that a few people had my back. Even with commenting on her videos. But I explained the trespassing situation in this video. As I said, in Pensacola, with places of business, cops wouldn't tell you anything really, and unless perps lied and said that they owned the property, and they didn't. And then the fake Aquarian Doris perp and the fake Darnell Williams perp, they both try to tell me, when will you realize that we own you? No, you don't own shit. Who gave you that authority to own me? And you're younger than me. I don't even fucking know y'all. I don't know what your face look like. I don't know your real identity. I don't know your real name. Y'all some sick, creepy, weirdo fucks. And y'all asses need to be in fucking prison. Not me. So, the fake Aquarium Doris perp and the fake Darnell Williams perp, they'll brag and laugh and say that, yeah, we called the cops and lied on you because you won't sell your soul. Or you won't join the dark side. Or you won't become evil like us. Excuse me. I'm like, and as I say, you don't play with people's life like that. But like to the real owner of 936 Huey P. Long Avenue, I really apologize. I'm sorry. I apologize for my ignorance and lack of knowledge and my misunderstanding of the laws. But I heard that like if you go in an abandoned building, that was another reason why I was afraid to go inside of any abandoned buildings, because of you never know what animals or what danger, and I heard that could be like a liability. And I'm like, oh, so now I have a better understanding. I'm so sorry. I never been through that before, But as I said, it was the buses quit running. It was February 25th. Those boys pulled off what they did, and they in person perps. The five boys, they nearly succeeded at getting me wrongfully arrested because they were gang stalking me. And then, you know, after that incident happened, I felt like, wow, I didn't have nowhere to go. But then I went to 936 Huey P. Long Avenue right after the incident happened. And then shortly after, cops passing by, multiple of them. I even have a video of the perp cops, delaying my phone. And then, and then after they passed by, then they let my phone function. And they had moments where the cops would sit there for 5 minutes, and I'm sitting on the porch, and they see me, and they sit there for 5 minutes, and then leave me spooked, and then they drive off. And that happened like a few times, like from February 25th, the night of the 25th, the 26th, and the 27th. And then super early in the morning on the 28th, like after midnight, was when the arrest incident happened. After I had uploaded a video. You don't freaking play malicious games like that. The online perps that they call and lie to the cops, and you're in a different city and state, and you call the cops and lie and say that you're the owner of that property because you feel like you own me. You're delusional if you think you own another human being, and you don't have the authority to do so. I'm a grown-ass adult. I'm freaking 40 years old. Gonna be 41 years old this year. If you feel like you own me, why you don't think you own my twin sister? I'm tired of people trying to abuse and control me and disrespect me. Excuse me. And think stealing, you robbing me of my freedom and rights. But that night, if the buses were still running, I would have took the bus back across the river. Or if I would have had enough funds or enough money, I would have took an Uber back across the river. But I was stuck in that area and didn't know of anywhere else to go. And I mistakenly thought that staying by that house would be safe. But, I didn't even try to break in. I didn't damage anything. And they'll say, oh, it didn't matter. But I've read that the definition of criminal mischief, meaning that you knew what you were doing and you intended to commit the crime on purpose. And, I wasn't trying to do it on purpose, like commit a crime on purpose. But I didn't know it was illegal. And people, I didn't know until in the middle of the night, last night or in this morning, reading up that abandoned places will still be owned by people. But they say that the laws are different. Excuse me, the laws are different in Louisiana and Florida or whatever. But like in Mobile, downtown Mobile, Alabama, you would be aggressively harassed and bullied by cops if you're homeless in downtown Mobile, Alabama. And it would be the same in New Orleans, here in New Orleans, excuse me, but that they will harass you, for being at whatever place, But it's like, where the hell am I supposed to go? And a lot of us homeless people, targeted or not, a lot of us are facing this situation. And it's like y'all forced me, the gang stalking network forced me out of my place of living. And I had just got there, and gang stalked me. And then the online stalkers would make threats. Yeah, we're going to make you back homeless. They would harass and bully me and say, we're going to make you back homeless again. And then also, like the last night, the fake Darnell Williams perp made harassing comments, and feel like, he tried to falsely pronounce me dead. That's how sick they are. That he falsely pronounced me dead, and you're that much of a stalker that you demand an answer for, oh, why haven't you posted anything in 24 hours? And then they'll start saying stuff like R.I.P. and stuff like that. Like, you don't make jokes about ruining people's lives. Excuse me. So, the fake, as I said, the fake Darnell Williams perp is a coward because he won't show his real identity. You a fucking coward. I mean, because, y'all doing that because you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. And so, yesterday afternoon, it was probably about almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or maybe after 5 o'clock. I did a video, and then I kept on having difficulty uploading the video, and then it didn't get to upload until sometime this morning, and that was what took me so long to upload a video. But yeah, like, they will keep meticulous track of who's donating money to you, and then they will try to manipulate and turn that person against me, or they will try to keep meticulous track of, oh, when was the last time I posted such and such on whatever social media. These people are so fucking creepy, that. And then they have people who are targeted individuals suffering gang stalking, and then get falsely charged with harassment and stalking for standing up against perps. And they get wrongfully arrested and thrown in jail and wrongfully charged with stalking and harassment when they're calling the perps out or confronting the perps about or standing up to the perps harassing them. So I keep on having all these run-ins with the law because perps trying to sick the police on me like sicking a dog on me. Now the police are the ones who act like pigs, hogs, and dogs. But that's how they want to treat us. Or the police act very dumb, like imbeciles, but then they treat us like they think they're smarter than we are. And just because you don't know one thing does not mean that you're a total dummy. None of us are omnipotent, or none of us know it all. But there's certain things that some people who, if they don't know any better with this, or they don't know any better with that, or if they choose to be ignorant or do not believe the truth. So, if y'all would laugh at me and think I'm stupid for not knowing, about the mistake that I made, in which I won't make that mistake again. But, y'all think that fluoride is good for your teeth. or beneficial. But we tell you otherwise, y'all call us crazy and attack us like a pack of wolves. But, you know, but the system would dumb us Americans down. They dumb us down on purpose. And the narcissist will dumb the victim down so that, they don't want you to outsmart them. And then, they can continue taking advantage of you when you're ignorant. Excuse me. So yeah, so it's been years. I don't remember when the last time I had Wingstop, but I seldom eat Wingstop. I don't really eat wing. I mean, I'm not against eating at Wingstop, really. Maybe, but but yesterday I had Wingstop for lunch, and then late this morning, I noticed that a perp on social media, um, you know, switched their entire profile to a bunch of Wingstop pictures on TikTok. And it's like, how the fuck you don't even have to tell your business. You ain't got to say nothing. And it's like, how the fuck did you know that I had Wingstop to eat yesterday? Excuse me. Like, how did you know that? And so, that's creepy. That's creepy as fuck. Like, really creepy. And so I blocked that person for doing that to me. All I know is the username has something to do with Apple user and then a bunch of numbers. Excuse me. But that is creepy. And then first thing people want to do is say, stop telling your business. You ain't got to tell your business. You don't have to tell your business. But I may be misinterpreting, but I don't know if that News Now Lisa person was trying to tell me that the cops would have had a right to shoot me or hurt me for for defending myself against like verbally defending myself. Now, Officer Allison, before she broke my phone, Allison Christiana, before she broke my phone, when she asked me, "What are you doing here?" and I figured, oh, the perps must have called the police, and that being part of the gang stalking, and they had been proven them to be perps, because as I said, Officer Richards, she threw up the 666 hand sign, and Officer Allison was gaslighting and playing psychological games, and she was the biggest. She was the biggest show off. She was the biggest show off. Like, they had the most mouth on her. Excuse me. So, and then like right before they put me in the car after handcuffing me, Officer Allison said, well, all you had to do was say you were homeless and with nowhere to go. That's exactly, and I look back at my video, and that's exactly what I told them. Now I'm homeless with nowhere to go. But then that lieutenant that I talked to on the phone the other day didn't really know much of anything, and he falsely accused me of being the one that escalated the situation. You know, I've had my moments in Pensacola with male police officers that, you know, I told them off, cussed them out, put them in their place, and, you know, stood up to them. But, excuse me. But, you know, what make you think you're so special? That you puff yourself about, I am the law. You know, but yeah, Officer Flanders a few days before that said that I don't have any power. Yeah, she said she ain't have no power. So one officer saying she don't have no power, and you brag about how you are the law. And but they're all freaking narcissistic, and I'm fucking sick and tired. When Alex Dupree was, you know, stalk, following, harass me, and Alex, I was forced to have multiple police encounters in Pensacola, Florida, because of Alex stalking, following, and harassing me, and sicking the police on me like a dog, and calling the police on me unprovoked. And, you know, Alex would sneak and be stealthy and be somewhere that even if I changed my mind at the last minute and changed my routine, no matter what, he was always there, always around. And the police would have never said that Alex was committing a crime, stalking, following, harassing, and terrorizing a single disabled female. Because he was protected and above the law, because he's a damn Freemason. And he admitted to me that he's a Freemason, a devil-worshipping Freemason. Y'all heard in the video that I posted up earlier when he said the Antichrist rules, and he laughed and thought the shit was funny. And then, excuse me, and so Alex would even stalk, follow, and harass me at the YMCA downtown Pensacola, and then had all the workers harassing me. And what ultimately led for them to wrongfully ban me twice from the YMCA. You know, and he was weird as fuck. And you know, excuse me. And he told me that he was a gay Freemason that didn't like Christians. And that he overheard me talk on the phone about Jesus and the Bible. And he played all kinds of psychological games and crossed state lines to stalk and harass me. In which, when you cross state lines to stalk somebody, I heard that that's a felony. He was trying to set me up to get wrongfully banned from the Pensacola Greyhound station. And he would lie to people about me. And then he followed me on the Greyhound bus and quickly booked a ticket. Like, this shit was like, and that was the day after he nearly succeeded at getting me wrongfully arrested, because he was hiding on the bus and I didn't know, and I went to go sit, and then he popped up out of nowhere and then called the police on me unprovoked for no reason at all. And then me and him got into an argument, and the bus driver sided with him. And then the bus driver, Alex, and the cops were all throwing up satanic hand signs. And then the next day, I left Pensacola and went to got a Greyhound bus ticket to Mobile, Alabama. And it's like, yeah, Alex Dupree ran me out of Pensacola, and he was deliberately trying to get me wrongfully banned from riding the buses. And I thought I was banned from riding the buses. And then I didn't find out until 2022, I think it was. Then they try to say that I wasn't banned from riding the buses. And then the cops told me straight to my face that I had no rights. Pensacola police, not the Escambia County sheriffs. And yeah, the perps got a lot of that information wrongfully shut down too. Like all my damn evidence of all this, and then y'all lie and say I be stalking. That I'm the mentally unhinged, crazy one, stalking, following, and harassing every damn body. No, it's y'all doing it to me and countless others. Excuse me. But when somebody calls the police on you unprovoked for no reason at all, you're minding your business and then lie and say you harassing them and you doing nothing to them. And then the police hold you hostage, you know, and then you defend yourself against the police and then they'll throw you in jail because you stand up to the cops. But you gotta stand there and the police know about gang stalking because they hire. I've seen a lot of information that said that they hire perps to stalk, follow, and harass. And I heard that there's like a dossier on us or files on us to stalk, follow, and harass. And it's like they're not gonna go to jail for that or prison, but you hear about gang stalkers breaking in targets' home and gaslighting and moving around their items or stealing their items or going to poison your food while you're asleep or gone, or they even drug you and rape you in your sleep. Yeah, I heard it all with not everything, but I heard a lot of stuff with targeted individuals talking about strangers, gang stalkers breaking into their house to freaking rape them. And nothing happens, but I'm fucking homeless with nowhere to go and trying to survive. And y'all just trying to make it like treat me worse than a fucking murderer. Excuse me. Excuse me. Treat me worse than a murderer. But it's crazy what jail and prison, how criminals try to discipline other criminals for such and such crime. Yeah, I don't know much. I don't know much about the law, or jail talk, prison talk, lawyer talk. You know, affidavits and notary. I don't know that much about stuff like that. I don't know much about home ownership. It's a lot of stuff I'm ignorant of at 40 years old because of lack of experience or knowledge and being forced isolated and excuse me. But there are some things I do know and some things I don't know. But excuse me, but y'all feel threatened by me saying that that the mental health system is unbiblical. I know that's something I know. That you want to get somebody institutionalized because you can't control them. I'm not cattle, I'm not a dog. I'm human. Excuse me, but I guess the gang stalkers are undercover cops. The undercover cops. And the gang stalkers are above the law. They commit knowing, willful, and intentional crime, felony crimes, RICO crimes. But for something I didn't mean any harm and didn't know, y'all, terrorize and harass and bully me, but You a criminal in jail longer than me. I bet you still up in there. You had to go upstairs. But you throw up devil horns and talk about, oh, stay off of other people's property. But I didn't know. I thought that the house was abandoned. It was vacant. I thought it was like considered one of those abandoned houses, But, there was an acquaintance that I knew in Pensacola that was encouraging me to go and go live in abandoned houses on Gulf Beach Highway. But I was scared to do it. I guess fear of it being dangerous. But then I heard about this adverse possession thing that I know very little about. But I would not want to intentionally disrespect the property of somebody that I don't know, who never did me anything. I wouldn't want to, I would not have wanted to intentionally harm the property of somebody who I don't know and they don't know me and I never did them anything. But as I said, I didn't know and I thought nobody owned it and I had nowhere to go. But I did not know that when it said for sale sign that it means that somebody owns it. But I guarantee you the actual owner of 936 Huey P. Long Avenue was not the one who made any police calls. But as I said, the fake Aquarian Doors perp making fake prank calls to the police, just like what the fake Darnell Williams perp did, and like y'all the ones say that I'm immature and need to grow up. So now I saw a video earlier today where they had this lady that was she did a video a few years ago and she said that basically as soon as she left the fake Jehovah's Witnesses cult, she became like heavily gang stalked as soon as she left their cult. But the fake Jehovah's Witness cult members would gang stalk and try to recruit me to join their cult. Hell fucking no. And they were gang stalking me on me and my twin sister's 39th birthday. And our 30th birthday. But that was on our 30th birthday in 2013. That was before the biological mom Frances passed away. And I had very little knowledge about gang stalking around that time. And I didn't realize that I was one of them already. Because like 2012, I was reading about gang stalking. And I was like, oh, I hope this don't happen to me. And I didn't even realize it was already happening to me. Excuse me. Excuse me. I didn't realize it was already happening. So, but yeah, I definitely left that fake IDMR cult. Never looked back. Excuse me. But yeah, I left that cult, and my twin sister would try to. Now my twin sister act like she don't care about me and like she want me dead. But she would try to beat me into submission and bully and try to coerce, try to force me to go back to the fake IDMR cult. In 2011, she tried that. And then in 2010, she called up the cult leader and told him lies about me. And he believed it, and he cussed me out. He cussed me out and told me off, trying to make like he was telling me off about myself. The fake IDMR cult leader well, not the founder, but the man who was the leader at the time, you know, Robert Harris. And I heard that he's deceased now. So I don't know who the cult leader is now, who's over the whole entire fake IDMR. Oh, I heard Aaron Bryant, and he's from here in New Orleans, and I heard that Aaron Bryant is a damn Freemason. I heard that Aaron Bryant was also a Freemason. Excuse me. And so the lady that did the video about fake Jehovah's Witness cult, she said that the FBI knows about every single cult in this country. And she said it was I don't remember, but I remember her saying that the FBI was the one who told her that Jehovah's Witness was a cult. But I don't remember everything she said in the video, but yeah, this lady was from Shreveport, was telling me about about how strange stuff started happening to her when she tried to help her daughter leave the fake IDMR cult. And it seemed like as if she cut off all contact with me when I told her that what she was dealing with was being gang stalked. Because and I didn't even realize the fake, I don't even know if any IDMR cult members other than the foster mom Adrian Felder, who may have gotten me on the gang stalking list, or if the IDMR cult other than the foster mom have anything to do with the beginning of me being targeted. Far as I know, Adrian Felder herself got me on the gang stalking list. And don't tell me that she's not a bad person. She was the one pretty much had me blacklisted before I could even leave junior high. Or more like I was a freshman, 9th grade, blacklisted, in foster care. Excuse me. So if my twin sister would have renounced gang stalking and the fake IDMR cult and turned to righteousness, then and admit to me that she was told all those lies on me, then then it would be easier for us to reconcile and get along. But she would prefer to be loyal to a cult and money, and then scapegoating and gaslighting and using projection and lying to her cult followers and saying that I'm the one who's about money. But like, you sold your soul but still have like seemed like you had that same Nissan Altima for over a decade. If that's still your same car for all these years. But they got people who are satanic sellouts that's freaking homeless and have less possessions than I do. And you a perp? Like, how? And then when these celebrities sell their soul, and become demonic and evil, everything they do is like, it seems like all celebrities are targeted individuals, because their Hollywood industry is a cult, and everybody do that spy and snitch and backstab and betray, and everybody watching everybody, and they always have this fake Uncle Tom that will sell you out and betray you and stab you in the back and snitch on you to the higher ups in order to get more money. Cutthroat. And it's not just Hollywood, it's like through in every profession and industry. Hell, even in the police force. if a police officer stands up for what's right, and then the corrupt sellout would tell the corrupt higher ups, then they will try to make an example of the cop that stood for what's right by, set him up to be vulnerable, and then set him up to get wrongfully, jumped and attacked by a whole entire, like 250 inmates taking their turns beating them nearly to death. Or, or they would try to ostracize a teacher that, speak out against, if they connect dots and feel like, oh, our education system is communist. Oh, that Common Core curriculum is communist. Excuse me. So, but yeah, excuse me. Excuse me. But yeah, it's part of the gang stalking goals to get a target incarcerated. And so your own family members, like other people's family members, yeah, as I said, they will they may not get along, but if a police is performing police brutality on your brother, you'll be outraged and go to bat for it and defend your brother and try to stop the cops from hurting or trying to kill your brother. But my own family will sit there and let the cops hurt me and then say, well, oh, you should have kept your mouth shut because y'all the ones sitting there acting like sellout traitors. Excuse me. But now Officer Allison Christiana throwing my book bag, my backpack was the only thing she lied about or that she denied doing. She did not deny breaking my phone. She did not deny stumping on and dragging my jacket on the ground. Extra disrespectful and abusive for no reason at all. Excuse me. And when she broke my phone on purpose, and I'm like, why did you break my phone? Why'd you throw my phone? Oh, nobody cares about your phone. You're the only one that's worried about your phone. Yeah, that was after she broke my damn phone. And the online stalkers are stalkerish enough that, they don't have the authority or the right to do this. But for them, the online stalkers will, get access to the full body cam of everything that happened before I do. And that's how much obsessed and stalkerish in that they think they own me. But if I would have asked for a copy, they would either refuse or make me pay, I don't know, exorbitant fees or something to get a copy of that body cam. Since y'all wouldn't let me, y'all, I heard that they violated my First Amendment rights when they broke my phone when I was filming and recording them. And they came at me, cussing me out, threatening me. And as I said, I was confused, and I figured, oh shit, this is another gang stalking prank. Excuse me. But the online stalkers brag and laugh about how they're going to make sure that my demise will be met in this year, 2024. And as I said, the fake Darnell Williams perp was, hoping that I was dead yesterday because I hadn't posted a YouTube video in 24 hours. And I forgot what other stupid stuff he said. But y'all can't catch gang stalkers, but you throw me in jail. They intentionally mean harm. And it's like these, as I said, these online stalkers think that they can use thumbs down to try to muzzle or control me, or thinking that they can try to force me to shut up. But you can give me 0 thumbs down and 800, 0 thumbs up and 800 thumbs down. At least I know I'm telling the truth, and y'all fuckers are just sitting there lying or believing lies. But you're trying to control me on my own channel. I'm a YouTube veteran. I got over 1 million views. Not to brag, but I get a lot of hate, a lot of stalker hate. But I got, my YouTube profile has over 1 million views. Cause behind y'all stalking and hating me, you got your notifications turned on. You know you're blocked. You know, that ought to be trespassing that I block your accounts. We need to make a cyber trespassing law with these online stalkers that come to harass you with fake new accounts after you block them, and keep reporting them. And then the YouTube or other social media always side with the stalkers, or say that they haven't done anything wrong, but they're quick to falsely report and get you wrongfully shut down. And they hate the truth and they love a lie. But you're not going to control me when you're the liar. You're the liar. You believe nothing but lies. Excuse me. So, you know, excuse me. I mean, downtown Pensacola, I would see other homeless people that, you know, other homeless people on certain property, even if it's not for sale or not vacant. And the Pensacola police they wouldn't even say anything. But it's frightening being out there homeless on the streets. And like people will say, fresh meat, open season, you know, and to deal with society when people hate you so much that they don't care what happens to you, and look for any and every justification, to every way to justify that you deserve it. So, and it's like, this has been affecting my mental health. I'm feeling psychologically, mentally, and emotionally weak, fragile, and you know, they're deliberately trying to cause me a mental breakdown. Like, my mental health is suffering. Man-made. Y'all did this to me. I'm not a crazy person, but y'all are ruining my mental health, causing me to be more depressed and anxious. But there's big penalties for a homeless person to go in an empty property or on an empty property, just trying to survive and don't mean no harm because they don't have anywhere else to go. But if you're a gang stalker, you get rewarded for intentionally going inside of a targeted woman's house to rape her. Break in. And then I heard, without the target's knowledge or consent, that the gang stalkers and locksmiths or whatever, they get extra keys to your house and break in and do whatever the fuck that they want with you. And gang stalkers do hurt and kill. Excuse me. So, I've been like just so depressed. So depressed. and my anxiety is extremely high. I mean, I was supposed to have gotten my laundry done earlier this past week. I mean, this is a new week now. Um, I've been like too depressed to even go and do my laundry. Like I desperately and so badly need to do. But but as I say, I don't even have to tell any of my business. I don't even have to say anything. And the perps, they already know. Like, how does somebody on TikTok know that I had Wingstop? And I didn't even announce it to anybody. I didn't show any pictures. I didn't verbalize. I didn't say nothing. You know, I just got my food and ate it. Excuse me. And so I don't even know how much money I will have left, or when will be my last day here, before I run out of funds and have to be back on the streets again. You know, but to be out on the streets and homeless with nowhere to go pee. Why do humans force other humans to suffer like this? I don't understand why. And y'all blame God for everybody's suffering. That y'all want to play God and play police and wrongfully, have this fake vigilante kind of punishment for stuff you don't even know the truth about. You want to punish somebody, but you're deceived. You know. Excuse me. And everywhere you go to be jail threats or threats to lock you up in a mental institution, or, people want you dead behind lies. It's not your duty or authority to punish me when you don't even know all the facts. But that's funny that when you at a friend's house, if a friend is at your house and they get into an argument with you at your house and you tell them to leave, the police will say that you can't kick them out, or that they can't make that person leave. But in this situation, but people try to say that if you would go inside the building, that it would be like a felony burglary or something. But it's just like a misdemeanor, if you just sit like right outside and didn't damage or break anything. But they make the so-called criminal trespassing. They call it mischief on purpose to make you sound worse. To make you sound make things look like as if you're more disgraceful. And then people are like, "Oh, didn't you see the reason why she got arrested because she was trespassing on somebody's property?" I'm explaining everything in this video. And the same ones who set this situation up and think this shit is funny, y'all are the main ones who act like as if y'all dreadfully tired of hearing this same story over and over again every day. But you wouldn't be hearing this story if y'all wouldn't have conspired as part of the setup. And I don't remember if I mentioned it or not, but they had this abusive narcissistic perp that came on my channel and tried to say that I'm just like this person named Heather Gillespie, that was homeless and famous, and they try to say that she was like a homeless scammer and swindler or something like that. I don't know all the details, but and then they somebody try to say that she lied about being a victim of human trafficking when she might very well be targeted. And she might very well be targeted, and they're trying to discredit her because, and they, they try to call her a drug addict and crazy and all kinds of other sorts of things. But even with celebrities, people will claim to hate a certain celebrity, but they stalk and watch. Like, say, for example, a lot of people hate Toni Braxton's sister. Is it Tamar or Tamar Braxton? People might claim that they hate her, but they'll sit there and watch whatever reality show she's on. I saw a video of John Cena acting stuck up, and people were praising him for it. And it's like, well, after watching this video, I never really cared about John Cena, but after the video that I saw a few hours ago, I'm like, well, after seeing this video, I don't like him no more. Well, I meant to say I don't like him. I never really had any feeling or opinion about him, Excuse me. So, but, I'm gonna go for now. Wait, hold up. See? It seems like a perp is showing one eye symbolism and posing as the manager Jeff. So I don't know if this is the real Mr. Jeff or perps posing as him from Piccadilly. The previous these perps, they play so many fucking games and I'm sick and tired. That's enough to make somebody freaking lash out. But I'm harmless and can't hurt nobody. But just leave me the fuck alone. And I made that mistake with that house one time, and y'all let me say, stay off other people's property. That's not the fake Darnell Williams property. If y'all say that ain't my property, and it ain't the fake Aquarian Doors property, that ain't none of their property either. But y'all keep on invading my space by just fucking with and harassing me for nothing. I'm gonna get off here.